I'm going to record this call. So if you guys have team members that are actually not able to join tonight, then they can also come on. So keys to building your dream business. Let me figure out how to change the slide. Okay. So like I said, a lot of you guys are new, and obviously you are just kind of figuring out how you're going to work this business, how you're actually going to be onboarded, which means either the training that you do with your mentor, the training that you do through our different webinars, through Scout School. There's tons of different options. When I joined Scout Cellar, actually, we didn't have Scout School. We didn't have any training. We didn't have any cool field press emails that came to us with different images and graphics. So we kind of learned on our own. And so you guys have a wealth of resources at your hands to make yourself successful. I always encourage people as soon as they join to make sure that you're announcing your business. And you can do that in so many different ways. Obviously, a lot of people use social media because that's the best way to reach a whole bunch of people at the same time. But if you're not comfortable using social media, there's always emails, text messages to family and friends, or any other way that you desire that you know will be most effective in letting people know that you now have your own business. Then you want to set a date for your first tasting. I know obviously things have changed since the COVID concerns, and so we're not doing any in-home tastings, but a lot of people have proved that because people are home and they're drinking more than ever, that virtual tastings are doing really, really well. And we don't have to actually have them buy the wine before they do the tasting. Just want to make sure that there's a way for you to share the wines that you are tasting or your business basics kit with others. You want to make a list. I always tell the people that join directly under me that I want you to make sure that you have a list of your top 10 people that will buy from you, even if you're selling dirt, and then the top 10 people that would love this business opportunity. Let's say you know people that were recently laid off. Maybe they've taken a huge cut in their salary and they would love another stream of income. Think about those people right now. You want to obviously get familiar with our website. Like I said, Scout School has so many different resources on how to set up a tasting, all the different information we have on our portal. That is when you log in as a consultant. We call that our back cellar. And if you actually take time to go through it, there's tons and tons and tons of information on there. You don't have to be an expert on back cellar. You don't have to be an expert on our wines to start sharing them with other people. And then obviously if you have questions, we have Facebook support groups. We have our Team Tipsy page that's run by my upline, Ann. We have another Facebook page that's run by corporate. It's called the Reserve Room. So you want to be made sure that you're added to those things because there's a lot of new consultants. We had more than 2,300 join in the month of April. So there's a lot of people that have the same exact questions that you do. So let's talk about making that list. So who's on your list? So I have some ideas here because a lot of people start to think about who their list is and they go through just the people that come to the top of their head. So you want to kind of deep dive and think about other people who would really enjoy our wines. It doesn't necessarily mean that they're a wine drinker themselves, but maybe they're a fitness enthusiast and they really count their calories, or maybe they're really into clean eating and they're already doing some type of Whole30 or clean living, and the clean wine really goes along with what they're already standing for. So if you want to just take a picture or look at the different things that we have here, chefs, bakers, nutritionists, stay-at-home moms, fitness enthusiasts, like I mentioned. We obviously support a lot of small farmers and biodynamic farms with the people that we've partnered with, people that are already in the wine industry, and then other entrepreneurs. Think about realtors or anyone that's a financial advisor, right? They're probably gifting their clients with some type of alcohol anyway. Now they can actually market their own wine. So I've told many people that have asked me, why is it that you still do Scout Cellar 2.5 years later? And I've really had a lot of fun building a team. So that's passive income. To me, that means that I'm not doing anything and I'm getting paid every single month. That's outside of my tastings or anything that I'm doing. And the only way to really do that to me is to build a team. So you want to make sure that when you're adding people to your team, you're showing them how fun this can be. I always put my family first. So I can tell people that I'm not going to be working certain hours because I get to set my own hours. I tell people that I don't really like to entertain a lot because I have 4 kids with one on the way. And so I don't have a lot of tastings at home. But the best thing about this business is you can do it however you'd like to do it and still be successful, because there's tons of consultants who love to have parties, and then there's tons of consultants that don't. So when you really think about what you're putting out there and the law of attraction, if you're putting out there that this business has changed your life and it's super fun, other people want to know what it's about and they want to join you. So kind of think about your mindset when you go into recruiting. So here's a really important graphic, because you want to make sure that you understand what our target demographic is in terms of people who either drink Scout Cellar or who work at Scout Cellar as a consultant. So 97% of us are female. 68% of us are between the ages of 31 and 45. We are actually seeing that turn with millennials wanting to have a story behind the wines that they drink. 76% are employed, so for a lot of people, this is their side gig. 87% are married, 84% have kids, with 76% having 2 or 3 kids. So obviously these are busy people. These are people who already have a lot on their plates, and now they've added a business or wine drinking to that. And then 76% with household income over 100,000. So think about that when you guys are writing your list as well, right? So now we're going to kind of get into what I had sent out the other day. If you guys got my email, I got this book from my husband 2 Christmases ago, and I really, really believe that it kind of changed my interpretation of how to grow this business. A lot of people that I've talked to that have actually said that they were thinking about doing this, but they weren't sure, they let fear stand in their way. And so when you stop thinking about what other people think about you, when you start to grow your business, you see a lot of success, which is kind of how I've had to put on the back burner that I don't want to feel annoying. I don't want to be that girl that's always trying to push wine to people. And my husband said one day, well, those people aren't paying our bills, right? Those people aren't taking our kids on vacations. And that's the truth, because when you're successful, people are not going to ask you anymore, well, how did you do that? They're going to want to do it with you. So a few steps that I've found to do that is being 100% coachable. That means, are you attending the trainings? Are you attending the Zoom meetings? Are you going to the webinars? Are you really kind of soaking in as much as Scout Cellar has to offer? I've had a lot of people that say that they don't have time to do those things, so it's hard for them to share. And that's understandable, because you want to be confident in the product. You want to be confident in the business before you put it out there. And so make sure that you are attending as many things as you can fit into your day. I know some of you guys also have full-time jobs. So whenever you can. And then, do you treat this like a business? If you truly want to make a lot of money from this business, just like any CEO, you have to work every single day. It doesn't mean you have to work 8 hours a day. I have my time when my kids are now going to their rooms after lunch to work on my business. And so if that means sending out emails to follow up with customers or talking to people that I wanted to recruit to my team, I have set hours of the day that I'm going to work on my business, but I work on it every single day. Not willing to get uncomfortable. This is obviously a really big one with women, right? I don't know how many times I have actually blocked someone that was selling another product on my Facebook. Tired of seeing the Facebook Lives about makeup or jewelry, and I just didn't want to see it anymore. Well, those people were willing to get uncomfortable, and I wasn't. And so when I started to join this business, I understood what the reach out means and letting people know that I'm selling wine. And the more people I talked to, because it's wine and it's very social, it became easier and easier and easier for me to have that conversation. And it wasn't like I was being annoying anymore. So I was finally willing to get uncomfortable. So the last two kind of go hand in hand, right? So just like anything else in life, this business has its ups and downs. There's going to be times when customer support's not answering your call. There's going to be times when your gift set was sent to the wrong address. You have to be willing to not want to give up. And that means you have to be hungry enough to keep going, right? So you have to sit down and think about why you're doing this. Is it because you really want to make sure your kids go to private high school? Is it because you want to be able to pay for vacations? Is it because you are a stay-at-home mom and you want an additional source of income? Or you just want something for yourself? There's so many different reasons that people do this. And so if you haven't gotten in touch with why you want to do this, like actually write it down on a piece of paper, it's going to be really hard for you to understand why you should keep going when it gets tough. When it's going to get tough, it's just like any other business or anything in life. So a lot of people always ask me, what do you actually say to people to get them to join your team? What do you actually say to people to get them to buy the wine, right? I have had examples of people that show me exactly what they say, and it's literally 2 paragraphs of verbiage on what our wine is, where we get it from, what we do, what we test for. It's wine, you guys. It's super, super simple, right? So you want to be very short and inviting. You do not want to talk their ear off because they probably already tuned you out. And then you want to be bold, confident, and authentic. Make sure that you understand why you love the wines, because the more personal you are and the more authentic you are, the more they buy into it. Because I don't look at myself as a salesperson. I just look at myself as someone who's really passionate about what this company has done for me. And then I portray that to other people. You want to listen and learn their why. So if I'm talking to a stay-at-home mom that tells me that she hasn't had a paycheck in 15 years, well, I have a problem. I have a solution for your problem, because I can help you grow a Scout Cellar and then feel that freedom that it comes with getting your own paycheck, right? If you don't actually listen and talk to them before you try to recruit them to your team, or before you try to sell them wine, maybe they have wine headaches themselves, then you're not really going to understand why this product or why this business would be a solution to their problem. Don't be attached to the outcome. Okay, so I do a lot of cold marketing. That means that I'm actually selling or recruiting people that I don't know. So people that I find through Instagram, people that I find through Facebook. And so one night I had sent 100 messages to people and not heard back from one of them. And so I was crying to my husband about that. And he said, well, how do you know it doesn't take 150 messages before you hear back from someone? And that's the truth, right? Because we don't know. We don't have the numbers in front of us. You don't know when you're going to recruit your next superstar, but that's what's exciting about this business, because you can recruit someone tomorrow, or you can run into someone in the wine aisle that wants to become a wine club member, or you can recruit someone that is amazing and adds 100 people to her team in the first 2 months. And so you want to make sure that you're not attached to the outcome. So, because you're going to get no. If you talk to enough people, you're definitely going to get the word no. It's not personal. They are not saying no to you. They are saying no to an opportunity, right? So make sure that every no that you get, which if you're talking to enough people, you will get some, that doesn't make you want to quit and not do this anymore. The last thing that I want to talk about is complimenting and connecting with someone when you're messaging them. So if I just see someone's Facebook or Instagram post and I do, hey girl, I'm selling wine, would like to know if you would like to try some, right? Does that sound the same as me saying, I love the picture of that vegan dinner that you posted last night. Did you know that I sell vegan wines? So I've now complimented her. I've connected with her because her meal was vegan, our wines are vegan, and now we're going to have a conversation. That is just so much more authentic and inviting to someone than the, hey girl, I haven't talked to you in 5 years. Did you know I'm selling wine? So make sure when you're messaging someone, you're thinking about something that you're going to connect with them personally about. Maybe they're also a stay-at-home mom. Maybe they are part of your kid's baseball team, another parent, and you're talking about the last practice and how you had a glass of wine after because it was so stressful. So just make sure that because wine is such a social conversation, you're easily putting it into the conversation. So one of the first things that I did after I read that book, Get Over Your Damn Self, was I wrote down all the common objections that people have to joining our business. So if you joined this month and you got those $99 coupons, you had 3 chances to go out and recruit someone to your team. And I'm promising you that some of these responses you heard if you've actually gone out and talked to people. So this is what everyone says when someone asks them to join a business. I don't have enough time. I'm not a salesperson. I don't want to annoy friends. I don't know enough people. I don't have enough money. The timing just isn't right. Is this a pyramid? So what I do when I hear someone ask me one of these questions is I've studied responses that I can easily say that turns it around. So let's take, for example, I'm not a salesperson. So my first thing I do is I ask them, well, what makes you think you have to be a salesperson to do this, right? So I'm clarifying her question. And then I'm going to follow up with the fact that being a salesperson doesn't mean that not having a sales background doesn't mean you don't have to do this. And I give her an example. So, are you passionate about a book you've read? Are you passionate about a movie you've seen? Have you ever shared with friends on Facebook after you read something you loved? Well, that is just like sharing our product. We love the wines and we're passionate about sharing them with others for whatever reason. Now you give your why. My personal passion behind these wines is that I'm definitely allergic to regular conventional wines with things in them. And so I really wasn't able to drink wine for about 5 years before I tried Scout Cellar. And so I tell people that this is my passion because I want to share with others who have those same allergic reactions to the wines. I don't have enough time. Okay, so I'm going to say, well, what makes you think that you have to have a lot of time to do this? And then I clarify and say, busy people get stuff done, right? I'm a mom of 4. I have a part-time job. I'm on the PTA. I'm a CCE teacher. Hey, you do those things and you're great at juggling all those things. So you would be perfect for this. So now I've connected with her. I've made it personal and I've told her and showed her that I'm really busy too. So obviously busy people are really, really good at this business. All of these things you can kind of turn around and ask back to the person. I do want to address the last one because anyone who's not a fan of an MLM, they immediately say this is a scam and this is a pyramid. Obviously, Scout Cellar is not that. A pyramid scheme is illegal. And that would mean that we would actually get paid every single time someone joined our team, which we're not getting a bonus just for signing someone. So that's how you can combat that answer. Okay, so how many of you guys have talked to people over the last few weeks and you actually haven't written down when you talked to them and if you followed up with them in a matter of 7 days? So that means you don't have a good system. To make sure that you're getting as much coverage in terms of selling to people or getting them to join your team, you want to start a system, either a filing system, a Rolodex. Some people use CRM tools, but that means you write the person's name down. Maybe you know what kind of wines they like, and then you follow up with them again in a couple of days. If they've said, hey, I'm busy right now, let's talk next week. Make a note to yourself, make a notification in your iPhone that you're supposed to follow up with Shannon next Wednesday, right? If you never follow up with Shannon, that's a lost customer. You don't want to make sure that you beat them over the head with exposures either. So I'm not going to contact Shannon every 3 days until she tells me to leave her alone. You don't want to do that. Also, the rule of 7. So if you guys know anything about marketing, you know that someone has to be touched by a certain ad or a certain post 7 times usually before they actually buy from you. So that means a text, an email, a Facebook ad, a message, an in-person contact, driving by. So 7 different times before they actually make the choice to buy the product. So if you're only doing 2 of those things, you're probably not going to get that person. And you're probably going to think that that person rejected you. Just when our human mind actually needs 7 touches before we make a decision. And that's the other thing I wanted to talk about earlier about Facebook and Instagram. Because there's so many different algorithms based on what people see and how engaged they are in your post, you may think that you're posting all the time and no one's responding. But that may also be because you're posting at really weird times, right? Like late at night when people are in bed, or on the weekend when a lot of people aren't on social media. The best times to post and engage people for whatever reasons, due to algorithms, is Wednesday and Thursday afternoons between 1 and 3 o'clock. And so that way you can make sure that you're engaging with more people. The more personal your posts are, like let's say I actually post a picture of myself with a glass, I get so much more engagement than if I just took a picture of the bottle on my patio and I posted it, right? People love to see your face. People love to hear your story. So think about that. And then reach back reasons. Okay, so let's say that you talked to someone a few weeks ago and you go back and you just say, hey, just checking in. Instead of saying, hey, just checking in, if I said, hey, we just got this amazing new Chardonnay from Argentina, and it's only $19. That conversation is going to engage that person so much more than just saying, hey, just checking in. Have you looked at my website? Have you tried any of the wines? Obviously, a lot of you people have checked in with people because we have the $99 deal, which is amazing. And so when we have good news, media coverage, Scout Cellar sending us stuff through the field press every week, so you have things to actually share with people. And then the 3-way call with your upline. Because you guys are new, and if you're not really sure what to say when people ask you questions, ask your mentor to get on the phone on a 3-way call. It's the best thing you can do for your business. Okay, now we're gonna talk a little bit about compensation and how to maximize it. So you guys know that in the first 4 months of your business, if you sell $600 worth in a tasting, that you earn a 4 free bottle set, right? So that's basically your $99 investment right back in your pocket. So your enrollment month is if you've joined April 1st or April 30th, it doesn't matter. So that means that that's your enrollment month. Your first full month, your second full month, and your third full month are obviously the subsequent months after that. Yesterday we found out that for people that joined in April, they are actually extending your 4th full month now. So you have an additional opportunity to get another 4 free bottle tasting set if you missed it in April. Our $50 cash bonus for every person that joins your team for the next 4 months and they do $600, you get a $50 cash bonus, which is amazing. Okay, why do you want people to join the wine club? Well, because every time they get their shipment, you actually get paid without having to do anything. And our wine club is amazing because you can see that it's the most discounts that we have in terms of sets. You have free shipping on all of these sets as well. And then they have exclusives they can pick from on the website. So right now, if you guys sign a wine club member between now and the end of the month, May 31st, they will also receive a $50 wine credit after their 3rd shipment, which is also a great deal. So you really want to push the wine club because it's just passive income for you. Everyone always asks me, and I talk about the capstone of our business, and that really is getting to EM. That is executive manager. When you hit executive manager for the first time, you get a $500 bonus from Scout Cellar, and then the person who recruited you also gets a $500 bonus. So what does executive manager mean? That means that you have 3 people under you, right? So 1, 2, 3, and each of those people sell at least $600 worth of wine. Combined, all of you together sell $6,000. So that could include your own sales. So I've told people from the beginning that building a team is the way to really maximize your compensation. And obviously getting your EM bonus, that $500 bonus, is the best way. I'm not going to go too into the compensation plan tonight because it is very daunting to look at this. I just wanted you guys to see a visual. You obviously have your personal volume commissions. That is what you do personally. When you sell between $1 and $599, you get 15%. $600 and $2,999, you get 20%. And then anything you sell over $3,000, you get 25%. If you start to build a team, you have to do a personal volume of $200. You see the senior consultant row to actually make 3% on your downline. Okay, you guys, I'm going to stop recording and then I'm going to take some questions.